I'm Professor Callisto Madavo, and I'll be teaching a course on emerging issues in African development during the spring. I am a native of Zimbabwe and went to school at the University of Notre Dame, where I obtained my PhD in development economics. I then joined the World Bank as a young professional and worked on Latin America and the Caribbean, South Asia, was promoted to country director for East Africa, and subsequently served also as country director for East Asia, including countries such as South Korea, Vietnam, the Philippines, among others. My last 8 years at the World Bank, I served as a vice president for Africa. This gave me the opportunity to travel extensively in sub-Saharan Africa to get to know the economies and the issues that needed to be addressed, but also to interact with African leaders that managed these economies. I'm passionate about development, particularly the development of my home continent, Africa. And my hope is that Africa, as the development challenge of this century, will require the knowledge, the skills that a course such as mine will provide to those who will be working on the continent in the future. The course itself will be divided in 3 parts. First, we will look at the period immediately after independence, when expectations were high, followed then by things falling apart and Africa failing to grow. We will explore why Africa didn't grow. The second period is the period when Africa began to grow again. And this was in the second half of the 1990s and in the last decade or so. This is the period when the narrative around Africa has been one of Africa rising and emerging Africa, and we will try in the course to understand what were the underlying factors that brought about this change. The third part will be around the question of how Africans and African countries can sustain the progress made to date on the road to 2050, so that they can improve the quality of life of their people, they can improve Africa's standing in the global economy and therefore its voice. And in that sense, make a contribution not just to the continent, but to the world. The format of the course will be a seminar type with some lectures and visiting speakers. The requirements will be substantial amount of reading, a research paper of about 20 pages, a class presentation of about 20 minutes on an agreed topic, and of course the usual exams, midterm and final. The syllabus spelling out the details on the course will be posted at the end of October on Blackboard.